Yo, what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. Oh, man. American bullies. I talk a lot about American bullies, but rarely do I discuss my personal opinions on who's the greatest. Well, I was forced into this question. And it's been a lot of great dogs. Paco's is great. Hallie, I think she, I'm biased, but I think she'd easily take the greatest female ever. But if you gave me one specimen to say that this is what you could just, like, what embodies the breed, I would have to do it in two parts because it would be two dogs. And for two different reasons. And I know y'all like, damn it, that don't answer the question. But King Kamali. Now, King Kamali has the look. My goodness. He was shredded. He had the chiseled face, the big head, the beautiful chest, great angles. His side stack was like picture perfect. The dog was just incredible, and he really embodied, like, when you looked at King Kamali, one of the reasons why I say he was just so great too is because he did that thing that we often discuss where you say, what breed is that? Because he didn't look like a pit bull. He didn't look like an American bulldog. You looked at this dog and he definitely distinguished the American bully look with the very, very hard face. And what I mean by hard face is his cheeks it was almost like muscles. Like, you could just see the muscle, the definition. He had a muzzle, not the pushed in face, but it wasn't a long muzzle. He had a very nice stop. Just an incredibly beautiful dog all the way around. It was not a lot that you could say negative about Kamali at all, if anything at all. Now, I say that, and I said it would be two parts because I feel like they're in two different classes. But I think if you started to talk about let's bully it up, then I think the best representation of all time would end up being Pokemon. Now, Pokemon, big, blue, beautiful head, very, very good structure. The face just totally, once again, embodied American bully, but he had more size. He had a little more size, a little more girth, a little more everything. And he really pushed it to the next level. He was a great, great, great representation of the breed. Now, it's funny because those two dogs can actually be judged in the same ring. And that's when it's going to become a thing of preference. And when I say preference is, I do believe that if Pratt's would have made a serious effort to, like, bulk Kamali up, he could have bulked him up like another 10 pounds, and it would have took away his crisp look, though, where you could see the rib cage and you could see all the different things, and he was just shredded with all that muscle and looked like a 100+ pound dog, even though he was closer to 90 pounds. I think you would have lost that. And that's something that I love personally. And if you lose that and you add the 10 pounds, I think you're looking at him and he reminds you a lot of, it would have been Pokemon. So I think that's almost like bodybuilding when the judges have to decide between the somewhat smaller, and I'm not saying small, but somewhat smaller bodybuilder who's a little more crisp and a little more cut, just a little more crisp, Dexter Jackson type of bodybuilder for those who are in the bodybuilding, compared to, a Ronnie Coleman who in his prime, not the 300-pound Ronnie. But, it would become a preference, excuse me, like I told you. Today is a therapy day, so I got a little bit of drugs in me. But, it would just become a preference, but you couldn't be wrong, you know what I mean? And I love to compare dogs to bodybuilding because, bodybuilding is one of those things where oftentimes you do have, we've seen through that sport where you have somebody who's super lean at like 205 pounds or lighter, Frank Zane, who had a great body back in the day. Or you have somebody, like I said, Ronnie Coleman, that was just gigantic, 300 plus pound man standing at 5'11", but still pretty damn ripped up, And I think the balance is sort of in between all of that. But they all would fit in the same category, and they all definitely are bodybuilders, The American bully world is the same thing, to where you would have to pick even dogs that fit the American bully, standard and everything. You would have to pick. That's just like if you, for instance, if we wanted to throw Paco in there, which Paco would be a great candidate. Paco is the same way. Paco was never really a shredded dog. He was a girth dog, big, beautiful head, incredible conformation. And out of all the dogs, Paco is probably the greatest performer of all time in the ring. So then it gets tricky, Out of the males, it gets very tricky, because now if we're going Kamali, Paco, and Pokemon, you have three sort of variants of the same dog, and really almost to the classes. Like you basically, you pushing, pocket standard and XL there, three different variants, three different body styles, but all of them were beautiful in their own way. And it was not to say that Paco was fat, because he wasn't. He just had a very stout type of build that wasn't ripped up, whereas Kamali was stout but ripped up. So he looked like, you could see the way he was built and how shredded he was, that, like I say, if Prats was one of those guys to stuff a bunch of raw down his throat and give him a bunch of extra calories just to try to push his weight up, it would have worked. You know what I mean? He still would have been a beast, but he would have probably looked more into the realm of what Pokemon looked. And then Pokemon was just big, graceful, not fat at all, but he was just that big guy. So those, in the big scheme of things, of the great dogs, those dogs are would be my top still. It's strange, all these years later, they would be my top still. Now you take into consideration more recent dogs. I told y'all I thought Mufasa was just a great representation of the XL. I think he champed young, and he champed as a standard, but kept growing and went to XL. But excuse me, he was just incredible. The head, the chest, the girth, the attitude. I mean, he would punk a lot of dogs out. Hold on one second. Phone's ringing all over the place. And this one won't cut off. Okay, there we go. All right, now, but yeah, like I was, yeah, excuse me for that. Then they got games on the damn phones and everything else. This is a mess. That's why I don't deal with technology. But with all that being said, man, y'all probably laughing at me. They dumb as hell, don't know how to answer the phone. But I think as we progress in the breed, we'll see these things come together even better. And I think you'll start to see the individualism of the pocket class, the individualism of the standard and the XL. We'll see all of these things come together, and we'll start to see a more consistent brand of dogs. And I'm just talking about what we do, not what everybody else does. But we want to make it identifiable. I think if y'all look up those three dogs, if you're not familiar with them, they all have a similar look where you would say that they're in the same breed, but they do have slightly different types of body styles. Paco would be like a closer version to a pocket version of what Pokemon was, and Kamali would just be the shredded brother, the brother who do more cardio work and more abs and step out there, at the beach and get all the extra attention. But great dogs. Not to be left out, a dog that I do have great respect for more recently is the bear. The bear is a very good representation of what the American bully should be. Everything fits, beautiful head, beautiful structure, shows with confidence. He deserves a lot of talk, and we could go down the line and add in other dogs. I don't like to throw my dogs in these conversations, but I've had a few. And, you can't forget Bistro. Bistro wasn't perfect or, in the ring or whatever, but he was very, very, very good. So you got your variations, but I think the one thing that you'll find is all the dogs that I mentioned just now, if you put them in a class together, oh, definitely can't forget Ruger. Ruger, German Ruger, incredible beast, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful representation of the dog. So you look up all these dogs, and you'll find out that they resemble each other a lot, and they give us a great foundation and a base for what the American Bully is and what we want to push the breed to be, as it sets itself apart from breeds that are closer to it, like the Pit Bull, like the American Bulldog, and it lets us know that, hey, this is what it is. But until next time, y'all, God bless. Much love. Peace.